Today's Sunny 95. Sunny 95.
Welcome to The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko, the show that brings you man-on-the-street interviews, celebrity guests, groundbreaking research, and heartwarming stories about the reasons we smile. Our show is also known as everything you've always wanted to know about dentistry, but we're too numb to ask. Hello, I'm General Dentist Dr. Kvitko, and thank you for joining me today.
The following views and opinions do not necessarily reflect those of this station, its staff, management, or parent company. To hear a replay of this show or one of the great shows that previously aired, log on to thereasonswesmile.com or iTunes, keyword Dr. Kvitko or The Reasons We Smile. Listeners should not use Dr. Kvitko's comments and advice in place of an actual dental exam.
Brighten your life with a smile that shows the professional touch of Dr. Kvitko.
Time now for The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko. Call 459-9769 to discuss your dental issues. Now, here's your host, Dr. Kvitko.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Reasons We Smile. I'm Dr. Kvitko. This is episode number 540. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today's show is going to be about edentalism, implant-supported overdentures, and then also later in the show I'm going to take you to the Rotary District 6690 conference. The two aren't related, other than to say that this is kind of like what I did on my summer vacation show. In this instance, it's what do I do on Friday and Saturday. So, anyway, kind of a shortened version there. All right, so before we get started, let me remind you, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's at Dr. Kvitko, and please go to my office Facebook page and like us. That would be awesome. Also, all past episodes complete with video are available at thereasonswesmile.com, and we are streaming live on Facebook. So let me just wave to the Facebook friends. All right, now, also, if you're a dentist with at least 3 years' experience, please give me a call. I'm looking for an associate, 614-262-9588. Or you can send me an email to bkvitko@aol.com. And I want to remind everybody that in about 10 minutes, at about 7:42, we're going to give away free flowers. They'll be from DeSantis Florist and Gifts. Okay. So, as I mentioned, we're talking about two topics today. And we're starting off with edentalism. And I went to a CE course, a hands-on CE course. It was presented by Dr. Damian Lee and Dr. Burak Yilmaz. Now, Dr. Burak Yilmaz is from Turkey. That's why it's a little hard to say his name, although he says it just fine. And there was a lecture portion, and then there was the didactic, where we went down into the lab and worked on these overdentures. Now, an overdenture is where there is a couple of implants, usually two, sometimes only one of them, and one's better than none. 3 is better, 4 is better, and all that. It's all dependent upon the person's ability to afford this. But basically, it's been determined over the last 10, 15 years that the standard of care should be, when somebody needs a lower denture, should be having at least a couple implants placed first. And there's a big, big benefit to that. But let's talk a little bit about edentalism. And so loss of all permanent dentition can be biological, meaning decay, periodontal disease, pulpal exposure, trauma, or cancer. It can also be non-biological, which means access to care, patient preference, third-party payment, meaning they don't want to pay for dental care, they don't have insurance, or just their own finances. Also, unfortunately, edentalism, or loss of all of your teeth, can be associated with lower socioeconomic status or your education level. And I mentioned on the show many times that, unfortunately, you can tell somebody's socioeconomic status by looking at their teeth. It's sad. Now, 30% of African Americans, or rather the people that are edentulous, is 30% of African Americans, 26% of Caucasians, and Hispanics 24%. Early loss of a tooth, so let's say somebody decides, I say, hey, we can fix your tooth, we can do a root canal buildup and crown. My producer knows all about this. Or you can have it extracted, and I think we talked about, no, don't have it extracted, keep it, right? And he's shaking his head yes. Because, let me tell you, 7.4% of the people that lose a tooth early are edentulous within 10 years. Because they've started to make that decision. I'm just going to have them pulled instead of saved. Just going to have it pulled instead of saved. And before you know it, they've lost 5 or 6 or 7. Now they can't chew the way they used to. It's like, oh, heck, I'll just have the rest of them pulled. Not a good plan. So, well, producer, I'm glad that you chose to save your tooth. All right. And that's scary when you hear that, isn't it? It really is. Okay, more than 35 million Americans do not have any teeth. Now, there are about, I want to say, I think it's about 200 or up to 300 million people in the country. I think we might be. So over 10% of the population, maybe closer to 15%, have no teeth. 178 million people in the U.S. are missing at least one tooth. And by the way, I have Dr. Damien Lee to thank for this information. I want to make sure that that's clear. That's where this is coming from. Of course, where he got it is another story, but it's all here, but it's really tiny. I can't read it. So, okay. And these numbers are expected to grow in the next 2 decades. Think about that. At a time when we have all of these options, all of these ways of saving teeth, and we think we're getting so smart about dental care, the number of edentulous people is going to go up to 38 million in a couple of years. So, in the geriatric population, the ratio of edentulous individuals is 2 to 1. So, for every two people have no teeth to one that has teeth. Can you believe that? And so, about 23 million are completely edentulous without teeth, and about 12 million are edentulous in just one arch. 90% of those people who suffer from edentulism have dentures. So that's another way of saying that is only 90% of people with no teeth even have a denture. There are 10% of these people going around with nothing. Nothing. I mean, and that's not a good thing because patients that have no teeth are at a higher risk for poor nutrition, obesity, asthma, diabetes, coronary artery disease, rheumatoid arthritis, and forms of cancer. Just by not having any teeth. That's a big long list. That's pretty scary. So if you're thinking about, if you have a toothache right now, and you've already called the dentist, or you're going to call in a few minutes and say, can you pull my tooth? You should rethink that. You should call the dentist and say, I have a toothache, can you save it? Okay? Now, here's the reason nutrition becomes an issue if you're edentulous, and that is you may favor softer food, which would likely be processed food, which is higher in fat, less protein, and carbohydrates. People without teeth tend to avoid fresh fruits and vegetables and nuts, and these are high in antioxidants, which means they're not getting the antioxidants. During meals, people with no teeth, they lose the sense of taste and the sensation of the food, so they lose interest in eating, and they can become emaciated. Some comorbidities of having no teeth are bone resorption over time, changes in their appearance, and social and psychological challenges. So that bone resorption is a real challenge for us dentists because what happens is 0.4 millimeters a year is how much bone a person loses by not having teeth. Now that may not sound like a lot, but you may only have about 10, 11 millimeters to begin with. And if you lose about half a millimeter a year, well, 20 years from now, you're going to be down in the nubbins, literally. And there used to be a thing that we called a dental cripple, which was somebody that had no teeth and no bone either, so we couldn't even make them a denture. There was nothing to build it on. Now we have implants, but oftentimes, as we mentioned, the people that are edentulous, their socioeconomic level is such that they can't afford the implants, and 10% of them can't even afford the denture, which, by the way, folks, is not very expensive. So now the lower arch is 4 times higher, or resorbs 4 times greater than the upper arch, and the resorption is accelerated when people are using dentures, okay? When they have a denture, which is kind of sad because we make them a denture so they can chew and look normal, and that exacerbates the resorption, which is a bigger reason that it makes those implants I'm talking about more important. Excuse me. Okay, in 2002, at McGill University in Toronto, a consensus statement was put out that said the complete dentures as the first prosthetic option for a edentulous patient is insufficient. That implant retained over dentures with at least 2 end-osseous implants in the mandible is the standard of care. Okay, and then so then 7 years later, another statement came out, and another statement came out, and so basically, the dental world is trying to get people to accept that you need at least a couple of implants to be able to function properly. An advantage of these dental implants is that they preserve the bone. Okay, you would minimize the bone loss to maybe a tenth of a millimeter area, and you're going to keep at least a half a millimeter a year after 5 years. it increases the retention of your lower denture, improving the bite force, improves chewing efficiency, and it improves patient satisfaction and your quality of life. Okay, so that's what I was doing on Friday. I do these. I've done several of them. I went to the course to see if there was anything new techniques, new implants, new attachments, and all of that. And so it covered how to take, and it was a good course because I learned how to do this basically almost self-taught years and years ago, maybe 20 or more. And it's nice that they have these courses for the young doctors that did not learn this in dental school. Just like I didn't learn it in dental school, but I was able to figure it out on my own with some training. So, and so think about that. Again, if you're a person about to get dentures, if your dentist hasn't suggested a couple implants to help support it, ask him or her. Tell him, you heard Dr. Kvitko talking about how important it is to have them supported with implants because it's going to save the bone, I'm going to have better biting force, I'm just going to be a happier person overall. And you certainly don't have to worry about them popping out when you sneeze or laugh loud because they're clicked in. It takes two hands to get them out. Wouldn't that be a good problem to have if you're a denture wearer, right? Now we do them on the upper. They're more often needed on the lower because of that resorption I was mentioning, how the lower arch resorbs more and faster. But you can also use them on the upper, which would be something people would probably be interested in more because that's what would be the most embarrassing is if you lost your upper denture when you sneeze or cough or laugh, okay? All right, so as you know, we always do a Dr. Kvitko's question of the day, and so, and today's no exception. We always give away free flowers from DeSantis Florist and Gifts, and what we do, though, before we do the contest, we'd like you to listen to this.
This station will not be held liable for any contesting during The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko. Participation in the contest allows Dr. Kvitko to record and broadcast your name and call. One winner per household. Prizes are non-transferable, cannot be substituted, and are subject to taxes and fees. This station cannot be responsible for the inability to enter the contest, whether due to equipment malfunction or telephone difficulties. All decisions of Dr. Kvitko concerning this contest or eligibility are final.
And now it's time for Dr. Kvitko's question of the day.
All right, we're back, and we are doing Dr. Kvitko's question of the day. Remember, you're going to have a chance to win free flowers from DeSantis Florist. The question of the day is, today we are talking about implants supported over dentures. Which of the following is true about today's topic? A, more than 35 million Americans do not have any teeth. B, in the geriatric population, the ratio of edentulous individuals is 2 to 1, with about 23 million completely edentulous and about 12 million being edentulous in one arch. Or C, only 90% of people who have no teeth actually have dentures, or D, which is all of the above. All right? The winner is going to receive free flowers from DeSantis Florist. They'll be delivered to your place of business this Tuesday afternoon. The number to call is 614-459-9769. That's 614-459-9769. So go ahead and call now.
You won't believe it though. I wanna hear your mind, and there's nothing else in the world tonight. She said people don't take the time. Hey, people don't take the time.
Hi, I'm Keith Carlos, winner of America's Next Top Model and star of Chocolate City 2. Look for my smile on the big screen this summer, courtesy of Dr. Kvitko. Stay tuned to The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko, the world's most interesting dentist.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kvitko, general dentist and host of the Reasons We Smile radio and roadshow. Did you know that you no longer need to visit several different dental professionals to get more complete dental care? We handle everything from cleanings and orthodontics to restoration, implants, and smile makeovers, all in my office. And now we have 2 locations. Get the most advanced technology and procedures available today. It's more complete dentistry.
Visit worldsmostinterestingdentist.com for more info about Dr. Kvitko.
Dr. Kvitko! Let's go!
Hi, this is Richard Simmons. Dr. Kvitko's here, and he's going to help you with all of your problems. Are your teeth yellow? He can fix that. Are you missing a tooth? He can put a new one in. How is that?
That's very good. Thank you, Richard.
back. We're doing Dr. Kavitko's question of the day, and we have 3 callers on the line, and we have Sarah, Angela, and Carla. Flipped the coin during the break, and it came up Carla. Hey, Carla, how are you? Uh-oh, line 3. Are we there? Carla, can you hear me?
Hi.
Oh, there you are. How are you?
Good.
Good. I couldn't hear you at first. Hey, Carla, do you have, first of all, thank you for listening. Thank you for calling in. And do you have the answer to Dr. Kavitko's question of the day?
I believe it's D, all of the above.
That is true. Carla, did you know all this about people with no teeth?
Kind of, sort of, some, because I am one.
You are one? Okay.
Yes.
Do you have implants supported lower?
No. I have a really long story. I'd like to talk to Dr. K about that if he's got time after the show.
Okay. Yep. We can talk after the show. We're going to get your phone number and everything because you're the winner of the flowers. So after the show, I will give you a call, okay?
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, so stay on the line, though, because we have to get the information. We're going to send you the flowers, too. Okay?
Excellent.
All right.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I'm going to pass this back to my producer, and we're going to go on with the show while he's doing that. Okay, so if you're just joining us, I'm Dr. Kavitko. This is episode number 540 of The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kavitko. And today we are talking about edentulous overdentures that make it so much easier to wear your denture, make them more secure, increase the biting force, make it something so that people don't have to worry. And so it sounds like Carla might be one of those folks, and we're going to be talking to her later. And then also, if you're watching this show on newstreamtv.com or watching it on thereasonswesmile.com, or even, well, no, not on Facebook because you're not able to see this, but I've been scrolling a bunch of photos that show overdentures, and it also shows some Rotary stuff. Rotary, I'm in the Clinton area Rotary, many of you know that, but some of you don't. And so, like I said at the beginning of the show, this show is a little bit almost like what I did on my summer vacation, except it's what I did on Friday and Saturday. So the first part of my weekend started at a CE course given at Ohio State University College of Dentistry through their CE department, and it was given to me by Dr. Daniel A., who is the director of the Advanced Prosthodontic Program at Ohio State University College of Dentistry, and Dr. Barak Yilmaz, who is also in that department. And so then I thought it was a good topic. Obviously, I thought it was a good topic. I wouldn't have taken the course. But then also, that was Friday. So then Saturday, very early in the morning, I had to get up, drive to Zanesville for the District 6690 conference. And that's an annual conference where Rotary clubs from all over southeast Ohio. They've divided Ohio into 5 districts. We're on the southeast corner, starting at Columbus and working down to Marietta, and from Coshocton, basically just cut the state in fourths and all that bottom right quadrant. So, you know, I'm a proud Rotarian. I love what we do here in the Clintonville Rotary, and I'm very involved. My wife and I funded a scholarship of $44,000 to a high schooler, which we're going to be giving that presentation on May 30th. It's actually a joint scholarship where the Rotary funds half and I fund half. My wife and I fund half. And we do bed races to raise money, and we do movies in the park and all that. But I interviewed the current district governor when I was there, and I'd like you to listen to it. So let's go ahead and play that. All right, so I am at the district conference of District 6690 of Rotary, and we are at Ohio University, Zanesville, and I am with the district governor, Shane Pyle. So, hey, Shane, thank you so much for talking with me, first of all.
Oh, good morning. You're very welcome.
So, I've been in Rotary about, I believe, 9 years now. How long have you been in?
20 years as of May 12th.
Oh, my goodness, 20 years. Okay, so I'm just a newbie.
Yes. Well, yes, but we're all on equal footing. Whether you're a month into Rotary or 50 years into Rotary, we're all equal.
And I was very interested when I first joined. I didn't know anything about it. And one of the interesting things that I discovered right away was how Rotary is responsible for eradicating, or almost eradicating, polio from the face of the earth.
That's correct. Back in 1985, Rotary began the mission of ending polio now with our Polio Plus campaign. We began vaccinations around the world, and to date, in 2018, we've only had 8 cases of polio, 7 in Afghanistan and 1 in Pakistan, and we are very close to completely eradicating the polio virus from the planet.
That's just amazing. It's amazing that a nonprofit, volunteer, just people trying to do good can do something like that for the entire world.
And it was just out of sheer enthusiasm. A lot of people have explained that when we started this project back in 1985, we were trying to build the plane while it was flying. And it was just an effort of, we didn't know how to go about it, but we were going to do it, and how much money did we need to raise. And back then, in 1985, they said, oh, yeah, 100 million, 150 million should do it. Right now, to date, we've spent $1.2 billion on eradicating polio, and we are so close, and it's going to take about another $1 billion to completely eradicate it, because not only once you get it completely gone, you have to get it gone for 3 years to be able to designate an area as polio-free. And there are a lot of remote regions that we have to get these vaccinations and these drops to people, and it's going to be a big effort, but we can do it.
Wow, I did not. Another $1 billion is for wow. Okay, now we are fortunate. I think it's what it's been 3 years now since the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has become involved, and they matched the money that we raise.
That's correct. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has graciously offered to match 2 for 1.
Wow, 2 for 1.
Yeah. So for every $1 you give, they will give 2. So it makes your $1 donation 3. And we are raising money across the United States to continue with that, and they are going to continue that for at least another 2 years.
Awesome. So if somebody wants to donate to that cause, they can go to
Rotary.org, and you'll see a donate button. You can press the donate button, and then you can specify your donation go to Polio Plus.
Awesome. That's really neat. Okay, so now tell me about Rotary in general, because that's one of the major things that we've done for mankind, so to speak. But what else does Rotary do?
Rotary is involved in many initiatives around the world. Clean water and health is one of our 6 pillars. Also literacy, peace building. We have many, many different focuses that makes us a great organization to join, because maybe you're not into ending polio, but great, you really want to help with human trafficking. We have groups within Rotary that focus on that.
Yeah, fighting human trafficking is really important. It's become kind of a big problem.
Yes, so you don't have to be pigeonholed into one project. You can focus on bringing clean water to villages in Africa. You can bring school books to Mongolia and have them translated for school children. You can teach a mother how to learn a trade so she can raise her family on her own. There's a lot of things that Rotary offers people to get involved with.
So we have international and local projects. So you mentioned the water project. That was really neat when I learned about that. Then there's this other one. It's like a shelter in a box. Tell me about that.
Shelter Box is a organization that helps get temporary housing to people who have been affected by natural disasters. It is a tent in a box, and when you open it up, and it has the tent, it has supplies, it has first aid kits, it has things to get you through a natural disaster. We sent over 12,000 shelter boxes to Puerto Rico after it was hit by the hurricane. That provided people with a temporary housing situation until something, more relevant could come up for them. But it's great and quick. You have to get something there because the hurricane just hit and these people are out in nowhere. Within 24 hours, boom, there they've got something.
And that's aside from anything that FEMA did, and probably beat FEMA by a month, right?
Correct. Yeah, beat FEMA by a long shot because they're in a box, and the box is about the size of an ottoman. And you just open that ottoman up, and all your supplies are in there, and the tent pops up, and it's really, really neat.
So it's shelter only. There doesn't happen to be a few power bars in there, does there?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. And then locally, I know Clintonville Rotary, which is what I'm a member of. I know that we do things like Movies in the Park. We do books for school children in the Bahamas called the Island Book Project. And we do a Christmas tree lighting each year. And I just really enjoy, the way I look at Rotary is it helps improve the life of the people in the community. Is that what you would say too?
Yeah, Rotary has the unique opportunity of not only being an international group, but a community group. And the Rotary clubs in their own area, like Clintonville, like the Columbus Short North, you know the needs of your community better than Rotary International does. And Rotary gives you the opportunity to service those needs independently on your own. So we really encourage clubs to go out into their communities, see what needs to be done, take action, and change lives.
Okay, now tell me, what does it mean to be district governor? First of all, it's a big honor, for one, and you have to work your way up the ranks. And there's like a 6-year pipeline or something to become governor?
About 3-year pipeline, but then there's a year after, so you're in the job for about 4 years.
Okay, and then as district governor, you go to every single Rotary Club in your district. How many are there?
There are 59 in our district, 6690. I put on about 16,000 miles on my car just in 9 months, driving to all the different Rotary Clubs. We are spread out from downtown Columbus all the way down to Marietta, and of course my little club, Shockton, which is in the furthest north of our district.
Wow, so most of these clubs, they meet at like 7 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning, and if you're driving from where you live to Marietta, you have to get there the night before and find a hotel?
Yes, I have a hotel. I've got a stipend that gives me gas and gives me a hotel, and they don't want you going broke doing this job, so they give you a little stipend, and it helps out. And it's a pleasure to meet all these clubs. They meet in the morning. They meet at noon. We have a couple of supper clubs, too. We meet at different times, different locations, and different days. And it's good for individuals who live in cities like, let's say, Westerville. There is a morning club and a lunch club. And whichever your work schedule or whatever your life might be, one may be better for you, and you can join that one.
Now, what we've done in Clintonville, and by the way, we're looking for new members, so if you're listening and you think you might want to be a Rotary member, you can, tell you what, give me a call, and I will get you signed up, 614-262-9588, and I'll make sure that you get to the right people. But what we do is we meet every other Friday in the morning at 7:30, but we know some people can't do that. So now what we're doing is every other Thursday is we're meeting at about 6:30 p.m. We're calling those planning meetings, so we have both options in one club.
And that's the great thing about Rotary today, is it isn't your grandfather's Rotary Club. 50 years ago, you met at noon at the country club on Wednesdays every day, and if you missed 2 out of 10 meetings, you got a letter in the mail saying, you need to do better about that. We've cut that out. Now we're really more concerned about, are you engaged? If you can't come to a meeting, fine, but are you coming to the service projects? Are you helping out your club? We're looking for engagement more than we are attendance.
Yeah, and that's funny, because yesterday's meeting, I was there, and one of the women in the Clintonville Rotary, she said, haven't seen you in a while. And what it is we meet every other week, so I missed one. But what she didn't know is I was in the bed race that we did, and so I was a member of that. And then what she also didn't know was that I was at the planning meeting that she didn't come to, so I didn't say anything, because I think I was more engaged than her over that 3-week time frame, but she didn't realize it.
Well, that happens, and you know what? We're glad to see you when we can see you, whether it's at a meeting, whether it's at a service project, or whether you come out to our district conference and participate out here.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Shane. I really appreciate it. We're getting ready to ramp this thing up, and he has a lot of people to meet and say hello to. So have a great day, and I'm looking forward to a great conference.
Doc, it's going to be a great conference. Thanks for coming, and everybody who wants to get involved in our local Rotary, go to our website, rotary6690.org, and that will tell you all about the Rotary clubs in Central and Southeast Ohio.
Perfect. All right. You have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kvitko, general dentist and host of the Reasons We Smile radio and roadshow. I've been honored to help several famous people get a perfect smile, like Keith Carlos and Dominique Reigard from America's Next Top Model, and Ted the Golden Voice Williams from right here in Columbus. Isn't it time you had a celebrity smile? It costs less than you might think, and most of the time, it can be done in one visit. A new smile can make a world of difference.
Visit worldsmostinterestingdentist.com for more info about Dr. Kvitko.
All right, so that was an interesting show, I think. I know it was like 2 completely different shows, so to speak, first half, second half. Let me just recap. We talked about evangelism, and we talked about what we were doing at Rotary. That is all the time I have, though. So please don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Dr. Kvitko and visit my office Facebook page and like us. It's Dr. Kvitko and Associates. Remember that all past episodes, complete with video, are available at thereasonswesmile.com. If you're a dentist of 3 years experience and are looking for a job, I'm looking for an associate, please call 614-262-9588. And if you're an EFTA, I'm looking for an EFTA as well, so call that same number. Be sure to tune in next week and every week right here on your favorite station. Goodbye.
This is Carly Red from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the hit show on VH1, urging you to tune in next week with my dentist, Dr. Kvitko.
If you're interested in learning more about this and other dental health topics, go to thereasonswesmile.com to access full episodes of Dr. Kvitko's show.
If you'd like Dr. Kvitko, the world's most interesting dentist, to speak at your next event, please call 614-262-9588. That's 614-262-9588, or send an email to speaking@thereasonswesmile.com.